to another episode of I Hate Golf. It's awesome. My name's Caleb. He's Mark, and we're finally getting rain.
Yes.
Great insight.
Yes. It's like, wow. The radar was green all morning, and it finally, we thought we were going to miss it again, but we got some. So that's a good thing.
Yeah, we've had a lot of 30% days and 40% days, and unfortunately, they've all just stayed south of us. So this is probably the first rain we've had in a month. We're gonna have to figure out something about this table because I can't see your eyes from here. Yeah, you kind of have to duck to actually be able to see me. So we'll get something figured out when we put out the next episode in 2 months. It's been a while since we've done one.
I think I had just celebrated my high school graduation the last time we did one. Seems like that long anyways.
I don't think it's been that long, but it's been busy. Everything's greened up. What we've been able to get water onto has. This will definitely help everything start to pop, but it's felt like summer for the past couple of weeks. So we've been busy working on the course, just kind of the normal weekly things, but also have been doing a lot of projects. We've started verticutting, stuff like that, stuff that you can't really do until it starts to warm up. So it's been good, but yeah, that's kind of kept us away from here. Hopefully we'll be able to do this more regularly. I think I say that every time.
So stop saying it, please.
I'm gonna just stop saying it. But what's been new with you?
Actually just keeping up with course activities. You got some sod patching done finally on the greens. At 6.5 hour drive one way to get sod, so that's not convenient.
Not convenient at all.
And we shut down number one after some winter kill and just some historically bad situations with that green that we got, ran into when we took over. So. Yeah. We just kind of shut it down and doing some extreme work on that. You're out there doing some stuff and, just a lot of different projects on the golf course. What was it? Was it last winter? We kind of knocked out the old monuments that have been out there forever and got those out and switched out our tee markers into our barrels. So just a lot of little stuff that really isn't little stuff. It's pretty big deal stuff.
It's a lot of stuff that adds up.
Yeah, absolutely.
You kind of almost forget about until you go out and see everything or go back and look at pictures. Yeah, like you were saying about shutting down one and starting to kind of work on that to get that back. It's like I was just the other night looking at photos of the course, probably when it looked the best last year. And looking at one, it's like, oh no, those spots have always been there, and it'll be nice to kind of finally get rid of those. Just like on 18, it's like that's one of the biggest greens out here, but unfortunately, because of just the history, a large chunk of that green was unplayable. So now being able to get that sod out, that'll change that, and it'll be fixed for good because we're actually going in and taking out all that bad dirt and organic matter, not just stripping it and putting a sod across the top, but actually going in and putting good sand in there so it'll be healthy moving forward. So yeah, it's stuff like that just really, especially, we're not complaining about it, but the fact is we're like a lot of other people, short-staffed, so it takes a little longer. And, especially with number one, it's a big decision because it's like, you have to put in a temporary green. Yeah. And it's like, and then you have to tell people you have a temporary green. That's even worse. Yeah.
But most people have been really good about it. Again, 95% of our folks respond. They're excited that, hey, we know what you're doing and we like what you're doing and the direction you're going. So that helps a lot, but it's just, again, a lot of positive comments, a lot of great feedback, mixed in every once in a while with someone that's not happy. And it's like, guess what? That's life. Yep. That's everywhere. So, no, just keep moving forward. It's, trying to create different activities. We've highlighted our Tuesday night scramble now, and getting a great response to that. It's growing, and we've tried to make sure that everyone knows it's like, hey, this is about a fun 9 holes on the golf course.
Yeah.
That's what it's about. If you're here trying to figure out how to make something happen, that's probably the wrong thing to do, because, yeah, we do have some good golfers come out and play, and we have some golfers that just come out and would like to play with a good golfer once in a while. So that's been a lot of fun. I've been teaching just a little bit more, which is kind of challenging. It's a scheduled juggling act, but trying to do some of that because that's what I've always done. It's one of my specialties, and it's kind of like, gosh, I haven't really done any of that here, and I need to get that started because, again, that's just something that, helps the golfers. And, that's, like I said, that's why we're here. It should be an enjoyable experience, and that's what we're trying to make it. That's why you're out there trying to make the greens better and do stuff like that, and why we're trying to create programs in here and just make it a place where it's like, that's enjoyable. I'm glad I went out there and played. Yeah,
you just finished up the spring series of the free lessons. It was Saturday mornings over the winter, and then it moved to Monday nights, and just finished that up. I think what was it, the past week or two?
Yeah, and I've promised I'm going to start a kids program again. I'd like to do hopefully like a Saturday mid-morning junior program. So watch Facebook, Instagram for that. Put that out in the next, hopefully, 10 days. And thinking of putting information out is like, oh my gosh, the pool's open.
Yep, we do have the pool open. It was a lot easier to deal with this year than last, and having it open all of last year.
Yeah, we maintained it throughout the winter.
Yeah, it wasn't a massive, oh my gosh, how do we handle this? It was just, okay, let's keep it maintained, and now it's open.
Yeah,
so,
it was like it got really a dark green last winter.
Yeah,
not just green, a dark green. But yeah, and we've changed our approach to that too. It's like, as I explained to someone the other day, we're a golf course. Yeah. That's what we are. Yes, we have a swimming pool, but we're not a swimming club.
Yeah,
we are a golf course. We're a golf club, not a country club. So we're trying to even gear the pool toward our golfers. Yeah, and we've started a new program that, hey, if you're coming out to ride along with a friend or a husband or someone while they play golf, instead of that $10 rider fee, you can do a $10 pool guest day fee. So, yeah, you get an option to do that now. So, yeah, it's kind of, we're transitioning, and I know a lot of folks have never seen this kind of, effort before. So it's a little different for everyone, and we're just, we'd be glad to explain everything, how it works and why we're doing it. It's just to make it a more enjoyable experience. That's our purpose.
Yeah. I think we've said it before that, everything we do has a reason. It might not be abundantly clear.
You might not like it. But
yeah, you might not like it, and it might not be completely clear at first, but we don't just do things randomly.
Well, and that's kind of the, we've dealt, I think we're past a lot of that now, where I always felt bad. And every time we go into play, it's like I feel bad because now this is how we're going to do it, and long term it's going to be much better for everyone. But the people that used to do it the way they always did it, and they liked it the way they always did it, I know that's a tough transition, and I always feel bad about that. But it's, we need to make the place successful for everyone, and that's why we do it the way we do it.
Yeah, a golf course is a business, and that's something that might seem surprising to some people, but that's just kind of how we have to do things.
It has to stay here. A lot of golf courses didn't stay there; they're not there anymore, and there's a reason for that. Sometimes it's the golf course operators. Sometimes it's not. So. We've learned a lot of those lessons over the years. Been around this for a long time, so. Hey, we need to do what we need to do to make the place work, and at the same time, make it a place where you want to come out and play golf.
Yeah, that's kind of the driving factor for me, and kind of pretty much everything we do is, is this something that we're doing that would make me as a golfer want to come play here and come hang out here, and not just, you know, give my cash to at the register and then go out and play and then just go straight to the car. It's like, make it a place. It's like stuff I've tried to do out on the driving range and the practice area, you know, putting just little things like having somewhere to sit, having somewhere to put your bag. It's like just little things like that kind of add up, and trying to make it a more enjoyable experience overall, instead of just kind of a one and done. It's like, oh yeah, I played there once, you know, making it somewhere that feels more like an actual golf club as opposed to just another golf course.
Exactly. And we still have people, it's, you know, we've actually owned it a year and a half now, and have been here another 6-8 months before that. And we still have people coming in almost daily, looking around and saying, wow, this is different. Yeah, this is pretty cool. Yeah. So, and that's fun. That kind of lets us know we're going in the right direction. So yeah, it's a process. It's, you know, again, especially out there, we're getting to where we can see. It's like, oh, it's starting to take shape. Yep. And that's fun. And now give us the next process and period to get it to where it's now. That's what we wanted. Yeah. The number one priority for me, it's like, I feel like probably 75% of my time on the course is spent working on the greens, but doing other things like, you know, what we've done with 2 and adding the waste area on 2 and kind of moving more in that direction of, you know, not totally changing the course, but managing what we have out there, you know, doing what we can to make it a better course, playability wise and stuff like that. You know, the focus is, for me right now, always greens. It's like making the greens better, making sure they're playing well every day, and making sure that they're improving. So, you know, they're not just good today, but they're going to be even better in 3 months and 6 months. Well, yeah, it's like basically this was dropped in the middle of a clay field. Yeah. So you deal with that, and sometimes you just can't be traditional with it. So what can we do to make it nicer, that it's probably going to be a little different than what you're used to, but it is going to be more enjoyable once we get it done. So, that's you know, that's kind of neat because it's a challenge. You know, it's like, okay, what can we do to make this better? Instead of just, well, sorry, that's hard pan. It's not going to grow there, so tough luck. Yeah, drop your ball somewhere else. It's, you know, and there's so much variance just in this, you know, what is it, 180 acres? It's like there's so much variance from hole to hole, and then even places within a hole, because there seemingly isn't the same level of topsoil everywhere, you know, from when they built the course. There's different things that we have to manage in different places, and that's all kind of stuff you don't really figure out until you put a shovel in the ground sometimes. So sometimes it doesn't go in very deep.
Especially with the last month of lack of rain we've had.
That's just like thinking about the rain. It's like, you know, 180 acres. We're looking, it's like, yeah, it's raining. It's nice right out here. At the other end of the golf course, it might not be raining. You never know.
I've found the dead spots where the irrigation radio doesn't work, and I know it's like, just don't even try that, because I'm literally as far away from where the antenna is as possible. And it's like, when you stop and think about it, it's like, I'm a long ways away from that side of the golf course. It's a lot to cover. But no, I'm very excited about this rain.
I was driving we might get a little bit more tomorrow. So, and again, what's nice about it, you know, it's not one of those downpours that blows out our
just washes everything
drainage
away.
And everything else. It's just kind of a steady, nice rain that you actually, this is what's needed, especially after the dry period we've had.
I you know, one of the bigger issues we've dealt with and we've made a lot of progress with is obviously the irrigation system, but you can't replace a good rain, even with the best irrigation system. It's like I saw someone talking about, you know, at their course, what they pay in water. It's basically a half an inch of rain for their entire course is the equivalent to about $19,000 in water. And it's like a half inch of rain, when you think about, you know, your lawn at home, it's not a lot, but when you think about that expanded out over 180 acres, it really adds up. And, you know, the ability to get water everywhere is just huge. So, yeah, I'm very excited. I was driving around on the tractor in the rain because I was so happy. It's been days and days of staring at the weather app, so I'm very, very excited about that. Coming up, we're going to aerify in June. Don't have an exact date on that. Now that I've said that, it's out in the world, so we actually have to do it, unless I change my mind.
That means the next podcast we'll be talking about, hey, we just aerified 2 weeks ago.
We aerified 2 months ago. Yeah, so no, we'll do one before then, I promise. But no, I'm excited about that. And like I said, most of my time is spent on the greens. No one likes aerifying, whether doing it or playing after we've aerified, but it's definitely something that will help us out.
Yeah, and these greens need it.
Yeah.
I mean, they need the consistency of a program, which is what we're trying to create. Yeah. So you've hit them with fertilizer twice. We'll do that again.
And
you threw lime out because the pH level was just non-existent.
Yeah, so, it was zero.
Just a lot of different things like that. Like I said, it's like stuff you might see us doing, stuff you might not see us doing. Yeah. So there's always something going on, whether you see it or not, in trying to improve the property and everything about the property. So, yeah, it's just ongoing. But the thing about it is, you pause and you look back and you think, oh wow, that's nice. It's nice where we're at, and it's a good feeling.
Yeah.
You don't want to get into Groundhog Day. That's the one you want to stay away from.
Yeah, that's no. So, but yeah, I'm excited about everything.
So that's enough about rain.
Yeah, that's all I can think about right now, honestly. So, that's.
You got the PGA Championship happening.
Yeah, I haven't been watching much golf.
Talking about golf.
Have you been watching much golf?
We keep the other tour. Are we allowed to say it?
Live?
The Live Tour.
I mean, it's on the CW. I think you can talk about it.
That's right. It's official now. So we keep that on in the clubhouse when they're playing. And it's like I'm watching. We got busy and closing out toward the end of it, and it's like kind of knew who was going to win, I thought, but they didn't. And then I read the next day that's like it got preempted by reruns because they ran out of their allotted time. And I thought, oh my goodness, what did you just do?
Yeah, that's, if you can't see the end of a golf tournament, that's pretty bad.
Oh my.
Even the end of a round.
Who's in charge of the CW network?
Yeah, that's an odd partnership deal there, but it is what it is. I think it was, I don't know. I watched more when it was on YouTube last year. I don't know if I've watched any of it on the CW because it's like I don't have cable at home.
Yeah, I think I searched more when we streamed it.
Yeah, it was just kind of easier. It was easier to watch.
So I didn't have to mess with anything.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the reason behind wanting to partner with a traditional network, but that kind of feels like a step towards we're going to do the same thing instead of what they were supposedly doing, and everything is new and different. And what's the motto? Golf but louder. I mean, that's cool, but if I can't watch the end of a round, that's not great. So
didn't the PGA Tour also do that? Or golf but kind of louder?
Golf but slower. I don't know.
They always they add a word or take a word away and say, this is what we're going to do. It's like, oh, okay. Yeah. Didn't we just hear that?
Yeah, there was a lot of buzz about innovation amongst the tours, and to me it just kind of feels about the same. There is going to be a tour event in Myrtle Beach next year, so that'll be interesting. I think they're playing it at the Dunes. I don't know anything about that course, and I still haven't played any golf in Myrtle Beach, so I think I've been there twice.
You finally played our course last weekend.
Yeah, that was the first time I'd played this course in this year. So, and it might have been the first time I've ever walked 18.
18.
I mean, I know I've walked the whole course before, but I don't think ever all at once, and definitely not on a Saturday morning. So that was odd for me, but it was fun.
You had a gang in from Colombia, was it?
Yeah. Part of the No Laying Up Refuge. So that was fun to have them out here to get to see the course and see what we're doing and working on, and everyone seemed pretty excited about it. So that's always fun to get to kind of share the course with people that get it. So
absolutely,
yeah, that was fun.
So what else?
It's
raining.
It's raining. I don't have any new golf clubs to talk about. I'm still waiting on my clubs, unfortunately. I don't know. We haven't done this in a while. I'm a little rusty.
No, we haven't. My hat. I've really been surprised. The Penfold Ace.
Oh yeah, it
sold really well.
Oh my gosh,
their
we're
new
almost out of them.
4-piece with the dimple pattern. It's like I convinced some people to try it, and they keep coming back and buying the golf ball.
Yeah.
That's been pretty cool.
Yeah.
And it's like everybody's like, what's this? They haven't heard of it. So it's always fun to introduce new product that's you think is really good. It's like, bringing the Tour Edge demo stuff in here, great price point for good stuff that people had no idea what it was, just stuff like it. So you bring Callaway in, it's like, oh, Callaway, everybody knows that. They walk in the door, where's your Callaway?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, I don't know if I'm allowed to say this, but they haven't sent me a bag yet, so I'm going to say it anyways. But I use the Penfold carry bag every day, or every time I play, which is definitely not every day. But yeah, it's a great carry bag, and it's...
Yeah, that's the funny thing with Callaway. It's like guys walk in the door and they start talking about it. They've researched it so much, they know more than I do about the golf clubs. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's an overload of information. So, but no, it's nice. It's nice having a mix in the shop of, the big name brands and then being able to,
give people. I mean, it's really, it's a good variety too.
Yeah. From
Callaway to Tour Edge, it's like you want some nice stuff, but you don't want to spend that much money.
Yeah.
And then it's like the guy that's like, I want it because it is that much.
Yeah.
I want to spend $600 on a driver.
I need the Paradigm
I deserve
driver.
it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Speaking of, how are you hitting your driver?
Ooh. I played 9 holes last time I went to Florida and hit it amazing. It helps that the course was very, very firm that day and got a good rollout, and would have had the same when I played here. But my slice is back, so that's not great. It's definitely not the driver. I proved that in Florida. It played really well, and in fact, I kind of surprised myself. But yeah, when you play 18 holes every 5 months, it's definitely not the clubs. It's definitely me. But no, I like it a lot. It's got a good sound to it, which is not something I could say about every year of the past drivers, and I really like the sound of it this year.
This is where I could say something really bad about one of them that I tried to hit. It's like, oh my gosh.
You're not on staff, so I think you're allowed to. I would suggest that you don't.
I don't say that about anybody's equipment, but there's some of it is just like, oh my gosh, how can you hit this? And everyone was buying it, so it didn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. They don't care.
Really.
But no, we're going to have some new stuff coming into the shop soon, merchandise-wise. We've got our first women's apparel in the shop now. Woo-hoo. So, yeah, we're going to have...
Maybe first ever here.
Yeah,
I've asked some people, and they're like, probably never.
Yeah, I guess I didn't even think of it that way. That kind of goes back to the thing I always say of this is the first time this has ever happened in recorded history here, because there's no records of anything.
Yeah, really.
No, but yeah, we'll have some new merchandise in the shop over the summer. Some things you don't even know about, so I'm going to keep those to myself. But yeah, it was. I don't know what else I want to talk about, or
watch Facebook and Instagram, because I'm going to go ahead and try to do a Tour Edge demo day.
Yep.
We have the 523s here, and I think a lot of people should hit them. It's like I took the iron out, and I was kind of like surprised. Our rep said, well, Mark, you can hit 523. You don't need the 723. It's like, oh, I thought he was insulting me. And then I went out and hit it, and it's like I don't hit a lot of balls, but when I hit it, it's like, oh my gosh, it's amazing.
Yeah, it's a really good club. I got scared. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that or not. I think I am, but
when in doubt, don't say it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like one of the first things I always tried to teach the kids in our junior program, because some of them are very vocal and reactionary. It's like, okay, one of the first things you need to understand, learn to think with your mouth closed.
Well, we're on a podcast. That's not very good content if I just keep my mouth closed. That doesn't go very well. Dead air is not a good thing. And I'm running out of things to talk about. So let's just go ahead and wrap it up here.
That's about time to quit then.
We'll do another episode next week. I'm going to say it here. We'll do it another episode next week. I'll come more prepared. This is just shaking the rust off a little bit, but make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. You can find us anywhere, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you're listening to now. Just make sure you subscribe. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all those places. I'll put that all down below. Thanks for listening to another episode of I Hate Golf. It's awesome. We will talk to you soon. Bye.